Hi. So I'm doing an arts homework. Sorry, I'm doing arts homework. I don't think I'll be able to do anything that would bring me forward. More like I'm only pasting stuff for my portfolio, which is gonna bum my teachers a lot. But unfortunately, I didn't do stuff, which is why there's this format that I'm doing right now for this vlog 18, in which I've placed my phone and seeing me without my hand shaking. My world is upside down or upside daisy. Speaking of worlds, I promised you that I'm going to talk about world building of sorts. Essentially, I'm going to be talking about uh, how I, for some reason, have been creating universes in my head, which sounds kind of crazy, but it isn't, and I feel like a lot of people do it. They just don't tell anyone, or they don't realize they're doing it. Give me one second, I need to grab the tape. The problem is, I originally tried to attach this to my shirt or sleeveless t shirt, I don't know, to my top, but uh, you can't hear anything that I'm saying then. I hope people can hear me now. Please, oh God, please, people can hear me right now. Uh, I think I'll have to edit this. I have to check this out. Give me 1 second. I was correct. I was. There was no point in me panicking because you can hear me. I got the tape. I'm dead because for the past 2 to 3 days, my mother has been forcing me to sleep early, as in at 1 or 12. And now my body slowly getting into the habit, but I can see it's 1 right now and I'm still awake because I haven't finished my portfolio because I was watching a video by this guy. I have forgotten his name. I'm going to write it down in the description so you can, I'll even link him so you can check him out. He's awesome. He currently is making documentaries, pretty awesome documentaries about different celebrities. And David, not David. Why do I keep calling him David? Donald Glover has been on the rise in my head. But that is for later. First, listen to this ASMR. Just kidding. I was thinking of talking about the universe thing because I had promised that and I forgot and I missed the opportunity yesterday, so I have to do it right now. Give me 1 second. I need to tear this tape out. I am back. How the flip am I supposed to do this with my one hand? Anyways, the thing is, since I was young, I've been creating stories in my head. I just love the idea of stories. I just don't like reading. I don't like reading, but I love creating the stories. But I have forced myself to read. Currently I'm reading H.S. for Hog. That's beside the point. Uh, so initially, if I can remember, one of the first stories that I've written is about SpongeBob, and I'm not joking when I say it's super weird because I've written SpongeBob gets fired, but I've drawn him on fire. Yeah, something was wrong with me when I was young. Anyways, I don't know where that book is. It must be somewhere. I hope I still have it. I don't know if I have it. I don't. I really want to go through my old childhood stuff, but I can't find the time right now. Maybe later. Oops, I almost ate my mic. Except for that, I remember in 4th grade I had an English teacher and that's, I think, when I started writing creative writing a lot. I started liking creative writing a lot more, and I remember I wrote a whole Ben 10 written passage. It was awesome, but the teacher kind of told me to write draft 2, so I wrote draft 2, and then she made me write a draft 3 even. That's when I first found out about drafts, and I hated the idea, but I also understood why people say it. Give me 1 second again. Okay, I'm back. So, anyways, after that in 5th grade was okay. I don't remember much about 5th grade. Only that the English teacher was really nice to me, but for some reason I got scared of her. uh, but over the years, I started to realize I really, really like storytelling, and I don't remember exactly when Captain Underpants was released, but why do I feel like the camera is kind of like it's supposed to be higher than me? But why do I feel like when I'm looking at the camera, you won't feel like I'm looking at you? I'm sorry, I can't do anything right now. I'm literally on a schedule. If I don't make this right now, won't have time to make it for tomorrow at 12:30 EST. Anyways, so here's some ASMR again. So, I've never done this work in front of anyone. This is so exciting. I'm doing it in front of you, and you can't even see what I'm doing. Yay! I can't show you my work because my mother's in it, and I don't know if she's okay with me showing her face on the internet. So, why am I using my mother? She was the only woman who would be interested in taking who would be interested to be a model for my project for arts. Not project. I don't know what it's called. Stupid piece of shit. Like, what the fuck? Anyways, I watched Captain Underpants, and I was already fascinated by superheroes, but I got more fascinated by the creation of superheroes because of Harold and George. I am too tall now. And so I went on the one place. I don't know if everybody knows about this. People know about Wikipedia, but I don't know how many people know about WikiHow. I went on WikiHow and I searched how to make your own superheroes. Yeah, I can make my own sound effects. It's not a big deal. So I learned how to make superheroes. Technically, I learned what WikiHow was saying. I don't remember what link was used. Okay, first of all, understand this. I make the video, I make the thumbnail, and then I just upload it. And then later I edit it a bit to kind of give it more pizzazz. And by editing, I don't mean the video, I mean the extra stuff, the extra spice. Like how they say add tags. I don't know how many of you use YouTube to make content, but there's a thing called tags, which is used for search terms. And yeah, so tags are really important if you want your video to get searched more. At least that's what the YouTube gurus say, which with whom I have some disagreements. Like, for example, niching down. I hate that, and I'm doing that technically. I'm sorry, I love daily vlogs, but it's like I'm not making anything else, which is why I've also made another video, which is trash. Why am I hitting the mic so much? Which the other video is also trash, but I'm gonna still upload it. Why? Because I want to be nuts, and I want to be niche less. Back to the point. Back to the main topic. So I made my own superheroes, which I didn't realize at that time. I'm going to turn it into a superhero universe. Why do I keep hitting the mic? And I created this character called Ultraman. Do not write in the comments that Ultraman is already created. I found out later. I didn't know at that time. All I did was I wanted a character who was basically a replacement for Superman. And I was like, what's another word for Superman? So I searched it. What's another word for super? And I searched it, and I found out it's Ultra. So I was like, okay, Ultraman. And I know there's also, but my argument is There's already an Ultraman in DC, and that's different from the Japanese Ultraman. The DC one is kind of stupid, in my opinion. Sorry, DC fans. I love DC, but that Ultraman, I have no knowledge about him. I have no knowledge about the Japanese one even, but the Japanese one at least has some originality in my perspective. The Ultraman of DC is just a copy of Superman, which is also a DC product, but that's beside the point. So I made Ultraman. I made a character who is basically a Superman type character. He can't fly in the generic sense. He has wings that he can take out and take in biologically. It's not mechanical. He can breathe fire instead of laser eyes. he can. He has super speed. He has super strength, and he's super intelligent. He is super intelligent. Except for that, there is Night Slasher. Night Slasher is sort of this knight. He's from the past. Basically, I thought of this, King Arthur's story, right? Almost everybody knows that story. So, in that story, King Arthur takes out the sword from the rock, right? So basically, Night Slasher is from those medieval ages. Yeah, from those, those random medieval ages when dragons exist and whatnot, all those things. And he finds this sword that falls from the sky onto the ground and gets stuck. And he wants that sword because he loves knights. He tries to take it out. It's really hard, but he takes it out finally. And when he takes out, bam, he goes into he's teleported to the future, or basically the present, and now he's Night Slasher. The story's longer, but I feel like I need to hurry up, even though, it's 9 minutes. 9 minutes have happened already. It's just that I feel like my mother would already take this really badly that I'm making vlogs, and she would take it even worse that I'm still awake. So I have to kind of quickly go through this. So I made this universe. I call this superheroes, and my brother also had his own characters. We had a bit of an argument even because his characters were too lunatic, and by lunatic I mean cartoony, like Biscuit Man. I'm not going to share much about him because I don't know how much he's okay with me sharing about it. I'm just share the name Biscuit Man. You can just imagine what he does. And I even made a Thanos, who I call Zola Z, but that's a story for another time. And what else? I also made, one second, I'm just going to throw this at you. Whee! Oh, it didn't go to you. Anyways, I made okay, you're getting ASMR plus me babbling at the same time. I need a thank you, okay? Give me a like and give me a subscribe. I'm on 1 subscriber away from getting to my first milestone, which is 20 subscribers. And yes, this is a shameless self-promotion. Anyways, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I also made my own Thanos. Zola Z, and I also made other stuff. The universe is quite large, and the funny thing is, it might have not expanded as much as it did in my head. Yeah, this is the thing. I haven't written a single story. It's all in my head. So it might not have expanded as much as it did if it weren't for my arts teacher. Not the arts teacher of my A levels, the arts teacher of my O levels. She taught me for 3 years. And the funny thing that she did is that she would listen to my stories. And by funny, I mean ironic. So she would listen to my stories, which motivated, and she would genuinely be curious about it. Like you could hear it in her voice. Or she's a really good actress. But that kind of, one second, what is wrong with this? That kind of motivated me to keep making more stories, keep expanding the old stories even. And that was really fun. I also wrote another story which I call Pandemonium. I only wrote a little bit of it, but I thought it was 5 novel series ending. It was this type of not post-apocalyptic world inspired by this movie called Oblivion. You know about Oblivion, right? If you don't, just search it up. It's Tom Cruise has played in it, so you kind of know it's sort of gonna be good. So I also made that, and I really like it, even though it's kind of over the top, as in there are dragons that can talk, giant dragons that can talk. There's an alien species that have attacked the world. The dragons have attacked the world. Um, the dragons are from Earth, but they were dormant, you could say. And then there's um, robots, like Terminator. Come on, it kind of makes sense. So I got like, and now there are four factions: humans, robots, dragons, and aliens, and all of them are trying to capture Earth. Why? I haven't thought about that yet. Uh, I've also been really fond of mythology and whatnot. But anyways, to the main core point, for anybody who's like, okay, I want to make my amateur, an amateur's suggestion to you to become a bit better is to be a sociopath, is to be a crazy person and just create. Okay, it's literally that. Just create. Don't don't think about, oh, does this make sense? Does this make sense? Yeah, think about that. Don't think about if others will make it, will find it sensible. If you find it sensible, it's enough. You don't need to think about that, because the thing is, most of these stories, most of these world buildings, they're crazy. I haven't read Lord of the Rings, I haven't read Hobbit, but I can, as much as I found out, it's nonsensical, sensible, yet it works. Why? Because J.R.R. Tolkien, no, sorry, I mixed up names. Whatever the writer's name is, I'm really sorry for all those LOTR fans. I don't remember his name. Let's just call him Tolkien, because I kind of have a vague memory that his last name was Tolkien. So I'm so really tired right now. So Tolkien made that universe. It's awesome. Harry Potter's universe. It's kind of stupid, but it works. Star Wars universe. I've never understood Star Wars. I've never watched a single film of it, but whenever I think about it, whenever I try to search on it, I never understand how humans got everywhere. I want the origin. And the thing is, you don't have to get the world building down to a T. You don't have to be Frank Herbert with Dune. You don't have to be that. You can literally start with one point and just go expand, and explain more. But both sides have benefits and downfalls. The benefits of the side that I just talked about is you get more time to learn and adapt and stuff like that. The downside is, which is the upside, the downside of this method, whose inverse is the upside of the other method that Frank Herbert used, which is to just create everything beforehand, make a unified world beforehand. The downside of this method of, like, I'm confusing myself even. The downside of creating the world piece by piece later on is that you might forget one rule, which would make that the new rule doesn't make sense with the old rule, which you can see with a lot of shows. Like, for example, in Ben 10, many of the rules don't make sense because they're just retconning an old rule to make a new rule work. And that's the ups, and the inverse of that is the upside of the Frank Herbert way, as I would like to call it, the Dune way, which is to create the whole world beforehand, because then you can mix and merge with it. I would also say go watch a few writer YouTubers who talk about how to write fiction books or whatever. They know their stuff really well. And even if you don't agree with it, I have this thing that even if I don't agree with it, I watch it, because then I can know why I don't agree with it. And the problem is with social media that a lot of times social media does not allow you to see the other argument. So you never learn anything new. Even if you don't agree with it, the thing, you learn the reasons why you don't agree with it. So then you can tell another person or teach another person why you don't agree with it. That is all. And also, just a quick thing, the reason why I was crazy on Donald Glover was because Bros literally has done the thing that I really want to do, that you can literally see on my channel's description, which is the niche is me, so bear with me. I created that line accidentally while talking to an AI. And the thing is, he's basically doing that. So, yeah. Anyways, see you tomorrow on day 19. This is day 18. Bye.